This is quite intimidating. I have to admit that. I don't go into the mind control thing.
Stanley thought better of it and realized he simply had too much to live for.
That is very much true. It shows a light bulb there. Let's press
The
it.
lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Oh, there's fucking
What
TVs.
horrible secret did this place hold?
Damn.
Himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Did he have the strength to find out? Find out next time on the Stanley Parable. Mondays and Fridays, 9 a.m. In theaters now. He's just typing while doing nothing. Quite splendid.
Now the
Oh,
monsters
God.
jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Fire,
Each
fire.
bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Nothing. So what does that say? Okay, I'm going over here then. Oh, what the fuck? Okay, I'm here. And I'm pressing this.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Possibly that's what happened. Do your thing.
He refused to believe it.
I wanted to go
couldn't
down, though.
accept it. His
Piece of
own
shit.
life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
No.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the
No,
world?
definitely not.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or
Where?
content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah, but how does he do it? Fuck. Damn it. Let's push buttons. Good. Mind control is offline. Let's put it on and control ourselves. Free will is where it's at, baby. Well, let's push the 5. Those are enormously big buttons. I'm just saying. Whoa! Awaiting input? I'm giving you fucking input. I'm putting it in right fucking now. System power off.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and
Yep.
to everything it stood for.
For sure. Oh my goodness, oh my damn. And now? Holy moly. What is this?
And a rising chill of uncertainty.
Yep.
Was it over?
Holy shit.
He had won. He
Oh,
had
have I?
defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing.
That's too
Stanley
beautiful to be
stepped
true.
Through the open door.
Oh, did he do that? Look at those little shits flying around.
Stanley
Oh my
felt
God.
the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This
The
was
audio is
exactly
sometimes
the way,
glitching. I don't know what
right
the fuck
now,
that is.
that things were meant to happen.
Oh no, not things.
Was happy.
He was happy. And now? Oh, okay. The end is never the end is never the end. The end is never the end. What the hell? So can I do different things here?
All of his co-workers
All
were
the
gone.
time, or
could
what
it
the
mean?
hell?
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I actually don't think so. Let's look at everything here. Maybe we start off at the same point every time, but the outcome is gonna be different depending on how you play the game. That's quite interesting. I see what they mean with innovation
Stanley
here.
came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Okay, this time let's go to the escape route where we stepped back from
Yet there
before.
was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office.
Let's go
Hoping he
down.
might Coming to a staircase,
We can also go
Stanley
down.
walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Where does that lead us? Oh. The car box on the floor. Or a piece of it. It's not really a box.
But Stanley just
Nice
couldn't do it.
goal
He
for whatever the
considered
fuck that
the
is.
possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to
Fuck.
himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to
Oh
make
God,
strange
no!
observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went?
Yeah!
And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
It's
Now,
fucking
Stanley
my
said to himself,
thoughts.
this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it.
Deja
I'm
vu.
dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt. to have
Lucidity
finally
state
found an
1.
answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all.
Is that so?
He thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So,
Yeah.
he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too
Whoa!
was so much fun.
It's
and
so much
Stanley
fun.
marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
Yeah.
Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back.
Good.
The fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Is that so?
I am okay.
Alrighty, we're still here. That sucks.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
This is amazing. This is so freaking cool.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Whoa.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
But she wasn't.
I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day.
Oh no!
The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
She ran? That seems a bit too much. A little bit exaggerated. Just a tiny tad. Oh no. Motherfucker. So we still have one place that we... What the hell?
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work.
Yay!
Verify that this is correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
We didn't contact... You called. You called me. I didn't contact shit. So stuff is different now. We're going to the right this time.